Zootopia tells a story about a bunny called Judy Hopps that dreams to become a police officer, set in this animal modern era world where predators and preys live in harmony. And by harmony I mean not really, it's sort of like the same as human beings. We get along just fine, except not fully. So Judy Hopps meets this sly fox named Nick Wilde, and together they crack and solve a case so Judy can finally prove herself to be a police officer. First of all, when I saw this trailer, I actually didn't know what the film was going to be about. Yeah, I know that the film was going to be set in an animal world where they walk on 2 feet and it's about a bunny and a fox and whatever, you know, but is that it? What else is there to the story? But I was actually really surprised by this movie. This film had a very interesting story, as well as raising interesting themes, especially in a Disney movie. So this film's topics that it's trying to raise awareness is racism, but with animals. So basically it's about the ongoing feud between preys and predators. This film is really intelligent and it's entertaining for kids due to the gorgeous animation, and it's also interesting for adults as well. I'm pretty sure that this film is interesting for both ages. They have interesting and likable characters such as Judy Hopps, who aspires to become a police officer, which you can see that she's tenacious, and despite the fact that she's small and she's the only prey in Zootopia that actually makes it to be a police officer. You also see Nick as well, who tries to be sly and tries to be cunning. These are very likable characters with very interesting backgrounds to them. It plays off the stereotype that animals are portrayed in fables, such as a bunny that is very dumb and is easy to run away from predators, and a fox that is very sly, cheeky, and conniving. And the relationship between Nick and Judy, very captivating to see. It was amazing, solid animation chemistry going on, and very heartwarming for them to grow from enemies to friends, because they're both polar opposites. They're both animals that are not meant to like each other. But what I really wanted to see more of this movie was the villain in this film, because the villain's actions were very psychologically deranged. The type of this film is a whodunit mystery, so you're sort of peeved off by the fact that villains aren't really shown in this movie until the end of the film, but it's sort of a whodunit mystery. It has a really big twist in this film, so you're gonna be blown away by the twist. But plus I really enjoyed the song that Shakira sang. I mean, there's like the scene where Judy is finally entering through Zootopia in the train and she's looking out the window. We're finally seeing the introduction of Zootopia. Judy is finally entering the world of Zootopia and she's listening to the song on her iPod or iPhone or whatever. That scene just planted a big grin on my face. I really enjoyed listening to that song. The film adds modern day technology and modern day society so that we can see ourselves in this film. It doesn't add as too cheesy or too dated. They actually nailed it when they put modern day technology and modern day civilization in this film. This film is really intelligent. This film contains really great messages such as never be afraid to follow your dreams, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, it has very powerful messages that hit you right in the gut, as well as it did me. And I have to say, this film is not just one of the best animated Disney movies post-2000s. I think that it is one of the best Disney animated films of all time. I'm not backing out for the statement. It's not a rehash of a predecessor. It's not a remake. It's a fresh original that is really smart, really cunning, and very intelligent. Likeable characters, great animation, great music, and it's hilarious as well. Great chemistry between Judy and Nick. I really enjoyed that. I think that is the best Disney animated film that I've ever seen. And after watching this film, I kicked myself because I didn't see this film as soon as it came out. I'm gonna give Zootopia a 9.5 out of 10. If you haven't seen Zootopia, I definitely recommend you go check it out. But I just want to say one more thing. I noticed that the original concept of this movie wasn't going to be racism. It was going to be much more messed up than that. It was going to be about animals with tame colors, controlling themselves not to attack one another. That could have been really dark, and that would be really interesting. Instead of flashy colors with animals in a nice big world was enough to attract the audiences, it actually could have been much really darker and has a really political message to it, like opposing the government or not being afraid of what you want to be in order for society to accept you or something like that. But to me it would have been too dark. It would be a bit political propaganda, because what is it trying to say? That like you don't need the colors, that you don't need to be tame, you need to be wild, so predators and preys can actually attack each other, because that's the way the world works and everything. Although I would have enjoyed it, I don't think it would really appeal to kids or the target audience that Disney always tries to go for. But what do you think, guys? What do you think of the original concept? And as well, tell me what you think of the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think that it was too sappy? Did you think that it was the greatest Disney animated film of all time? Or did you think it was meh? Whatever you think, comment down below, share me your thoughts. And also, feel free to drop down below your favorite Disney animated film post-2000s. Yes, we're not thinking about the classics. post-2000s, modern day era. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my film reviews. And until next time guys, have a great one.